Yeah, have those two up. Thank you. Okay, where do you start? Where do you start? Where do you start? I guess rest in peace. So, the name of the company, Piki? Is that how you say it? Okay. One chip challenge product to be pulled from the shelves following death of a teenager. So I guess I'll just read some of this to start off. I got a couple things to say about this. Also, scroll over. I think there's one other part to it. It might have been the story about the actual brother death. Yeah. So this brother was actually from this brother was actually from Massachusetts. Interestingly enough, for a 14-year-old Massachusetts teen passes away shortly after partaking in the viral one chip challenge. So it says. Piki, the tortilla chip company responsible for people participating in the One Chip Challenge, is pulling their product from retail shelves, according to the New York Times. The company spoke out and made the move following the death of a teenager whose family said he died after consuming the chip. If you recall, 14-year-old Harris Woolaba, my apologies for mispronouncing. I usually am. Participating in the One Chip Challenge on Friday, his mother, Lois Woolaba, said she was notified by a school nurse at Dorothy Memorial High School that her son had fainted after eating the chip. Harris was picked up from school, and by 4 p.m., family members reportedly found the teen passed out. In a statement and from on the website, the company stated the Key One Chip Challenge is intended for adults only. Interesting, with clear and prominent label highlighting the chip is not for children and other sensitive groups. It continues, we have seen an increase in teens and other individuals heeding these warnings. As a result, the company
Heeding,
added, huh? Oh, heeding these warnings.
not heeding these warnings.
Not heeding these warnings, thank you. As a result, the company added it will be working with retailers to remove the product from shelves out of an abundance of caution. So, a super unfortunate incident that happened not too long ago. Again, a young brother passed from either from or they're surrounding eating the chip. Again, like they mentioned, is a super viral video. I've seen many of streamers participate in this challenge, and yeah, it's without even needing to. I've actually seen this in gas stations too, but without even having ever consumed it myself, I can tell this chip is absolutely a challenge, and it's probably one of the more uncomfortable things you can consume. That being said, the company was very clear in their statement that they do have labels on these things. Go back, scroll over. I don't know if it shows it on the thing. You probably can't see it. Yeah, if you have actual packaging in front of you or you looked it up, it probably I can absolutely imagine there's a huge warning label on the thing, and like I said, they apparently say it's only for adults. Um, so this doesn't allude to the fact that the parents or the family will go after the company. But what do y'all think? Do you think the company has any liability and or should feel that they need to pull the product down following something like this? Or do you think it really is incumbent on the consumer to be aware of these type of things? And do you think like the virality plays any part into this at all too? Because I mean, the reason why people are it's like the cinnamon challenge. Like everything is just a culmination of like you see it online, the reactions are funny, hee hee ha ha. Hey, let's, and then a group of stoners. And to be honest, I can't even recall us participating in. I'm gonna get to us, but
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, a group of people. Hey, let's put it on the camera. Hey, let's do the one. Let's do the challenge. And no, I bet you I could do it without even drinking any water. Or I bet you I can do it without coughing. And then everyone has a grand old laugh. But this time it resulted in actual consequences. So what do y'all make of this? What do you think, guys? Do you think the company is like should be pulling these things down, or do you think people should just be smarter?
Ah, damn. Um, this is tough. Yeah.
It could just be your opinion thing. We're obviously not legal experts here. If the company is making like a legal decision, it's just what you think.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I lean toward the side of um not having to pull the product. Um and the reason I say this is because if like if the if the food or whatever um isn't, I don't know, like poisonous or anything like that, and it got FDA approval and there is the labeling, it, what more does the company need to do? Like, should they just never have released something like this? Also, granted that I haven't looked it up or not, but I almost feel like people, if eating ghost peppers became like a huge viral challenge again, you'd almost be guaranteed to have at least one person die from it if it became as viral as something like this. And does that mean nobody can eat ghost peppers anymore? Like, I don't, I don't, I have a hard time drawing a line given that we allow people to consume things that are dangerous but um not inherently lethal.
Yeah.
Um so yeah, like yeah, I have a hard time saying the company just completely needs to shut down whenever somebody, that's hard to say, but like somebody dies after consuming um their product. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think it's relatively human to like look at the situation and think it's super super tragic and like this does suck and maybe should be some level of change like making the labels bigger or maybe putting out an ad to specify some level of hey, don't consume this, don't consume, even though the thing is I'm going back and forth in my one sentence. It's literally called the one chip challenge.
Yeah, yeah, yep,
This
yep.
company is producing a chip, a product that they know people are going to. I don't know if they know how viral it's going to be, but they know people are going to participate. This like it's a challenge, it's like the cinnamon challenge, it's like any other challenge that's
Yeah,
come
yeah.
before. So I wonder if that factor feeds into like, hey, we're putting out something that's inherently like a fear factor challenge, like it's kind of dangerous.
But that's the point. Like, obviously,
But should companies be doing
obviously,
that?
the yeah, I know the thing going viral is in the favor of the company, but that's the point. Like, of any, like that's what any company wants, is for their product to go viral. Like, you want to get sales from people consuming or people sharing and consuming. So
What do you think of the aspect? And I'm gonna get to you real quick, Ghost. But what do you think of the aspect that challenges are usually favored and viewed by younger
no,
individuals?
that's a great point.
Because
Um,
ain't no 30-year-olds running to try the chip challenge.
yeah, that's true. That is true. Ah, I don't know. I don't know. I
Hey
get
man,
Ghost on this. This is a tough
we
one.
here to have the tough conversations because nobody else will. Yeah, Ghost. What do you think of this? You think the company is in the not wrong, but you think they are liable and they should start pulling down products and making moves like that, or do you think people need to be relabeled regardless of their age?
So to preface, obviously,
Oh yeah, real quick. Sorry. Yeah, we were actually talking about this beforehand, and I wasn't. I wasn't. I think Weston actually potentially mentioned trying this. If you watch our first episode,
man,
we're no stranger to challenges. We actually go. If you haven't, go back and watch our first episode. That's on the channel, and you'll see. We actually did a hot soup challenge. Spoiler alert. I won't spoil it.
can you imagine if we did this and one of us died?
But we're talking about this, and apparently, I don't know if you always felt this way, but and you're not you. Well, I don't know if it's not possible anymore, but you're not for the chip challenge at all. You weren't for it. And if I brought it on here, we're gonna do it. You're not with it. So I
Oh
guess. So
no.
yeah, yeah. Interesting. Where do you stand? Do you stand with the company being at fault, or do you stand with like people gotta be smarter?
So as I was saying to preface, condolences to brother's family. Sucks that he died. That being said, companies shouldn't have to pull this. I think they should have zero liability, and I don't think they did anything wrong. Because if this is on shelves, it got FDA approval, like Ace mentioned, and if cause of death like isn't specifically known, like how do you know it's not just an allergic reaction to one
I
of the ingredients in it? Like,
mean, if the brother ate the chip and then that same day he
bro, okay, you could say the
passed.
same thing if it was a Snickers bar and he ate it and died because he had a peanut allergy that he wasn't aware of until he ate it. It's like almost the same exact scenario, except peanut allergies or deaths from peanut allergies happen way more frequently than death from the hot chip challenge. Like, if this chip was killing people consistently, you would hear about it. Like, I'm assuming this is the first person that's died from this challenge,
Yeah,
and
this
now
is this
people are
is
saying
definitely a
they're
one-off incident.
how many millions of these chips have been sold and have been eaten? Like, that's for one incident. And like, I don't remember statistics class much, but it's a very infinitesimally small chances or risk of death
Yes, we
for
know
one.
statistically it's in the favor of the company, but the thing is, we're talking about humans and death. Like people don't really care about statistics, or people care less about statistics when the result is a human life.
Well, yeah, I get that, but people don't really understand like almost anything you eat can kill you. Like almost everything you eat has some level of toxins or carcinogens or something. Like there's always going to be some level of risk, and I get that if the risk isn't, if you can mitigate the risk and if it has a chance of killing someone.
Most food's not gonna kill you on the spot, especially food that you can buy in the stores.
Again, I go back to the peanut incident. Like people have a whole lot of food allergies. Like almost anything can kill you if you're allergic to it. Like
Yeah,
it's
gluten is a pretty
almost
extreme
any
example.
any food.
That is a really solid example, but as you mentioned, it's such a common thing. I think like most people are very well aware that they have an allergy, and obviously even those
Are they like who's unless he was tested? How would he if he had an allergy to ghost pepper or something? How would he know? What if it's
I do
like
feel like
I
I
don't
know
think
multiple people who have discovered lactose intolerance later in life.
again, I don't want to combat this super. I think the more common the allergy is, the more likely it is to be known. I think they might even, in this day and age, test you like very early on to see if you have a
right,
reaction to certain things like that. And I'm not
there's
trying to
a chance
escape
that it's
that. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, there's a chance that it's a very rare allergy that not a lot of people have. He could have had it. Like, it's
Or even not even an allergy too. Like if he had any type of asthma or trouble breathing or anything like that, and this put him in a state where it exacerbated that thing,
Yeah.
that could
he
also
could have
be
been
like
taking some medication that had some type of reaction. Like, I mean, I obviously don't know, but I just don't think that the company should be liable for this one in however million chance. That I mean, obviously, very unfortunate situation, but the warnings are on the label. Like it's FDA approved. I mean, beyond that, it's I just don't I don't think that it's that the company should be obligated to do anything, honestly, because it doesn't make like again going back to the peanut people die. So many people go to the hospital or die from peanut allergies.
I don't know about the dying part, but it definitely impacts
A,
a lot of
a,
people.
a lot of people, well, relative to the hot chip, I should say, a lot of people have died from this or some type of allergy, and a lot of the times people just aren't aware that they have it until it's too late. But just because one allergy is well known, again, I don't even know if this is this case of an allergy or what, but I
Without knowing
just
the full cast facts of the story, I would more so as akin to what you're saying. Ace. I think the condition that the person's in when they're consuming this. That could probably play more of a factor into how much it will impact them. Yeah, ultimately, yeah, it's super sad, and I don't necessarily always like talking about sadder topics, but hey, man, it is what it is. And obviously, the company made their decision, so it's not much you can say on that. But I think the bigger more of the story is, while we all get caught up in things that are viral, we do have to, step back and, it's kind of hard when it's younger individuals, but you do have to have some level of like conscious, like take heed to certain things. I mean, even I don't know, that's a message that's very hard to get across when you're just looking at your favorite streamer or favorite TikToker doing a challenge. You're like, oh, I want to do that too.
Yeah, you,
Go ahead.
no matter what, there's always a new generation coming up that's gonna think they're invincible.
Word is bond.
It's inevitable.
And it just looks funny. Obviously, us as like some older people, we look at that stuff. We can look at it as foolish, and we're not tempted to try it in most cases. But I 100% get the mindset of a young individual watching this, and then they go with their friends, and they just want to try it too. So I don't know if this is more light, or you could even say this is even darker. But one chip challenge adjacent. Go over to the next one. Is I don't know what people's impression of me, but I love to give people the benefit of the doubt, especially younger folks, because we all were young. We've all had to hit our heads on, or burn our hands on the stove. We're stiff necked, like the scriptures say. Like humans, we're not good people. This individual, King Harris, and if you're familiar with the Harris name, yes, this is T.I., aka Tips, aka the Legend of the South, the King of the South, son. If you don't know this individual, a lot of people feel as that first comment you see, in that this person said he's a disgrace to young black men after saying the negative ish he did to the homeless man. This is an individual that's raised by a rapper, and obviously, we're all reflective of our influence. I'm just trying to give you guys some context. But he grew up a very what's the word I'm looking for? Affluent lifestyle. Like he didn't have to struggle. Good schools. Obviously, to some degree, he does want to follow in his father's footsteps and be an artist. But when you see how this individual acts, so some of the things he does, and this is just one thing. So don't come in here and think and just hate him just because of what I'm saying or even this video. I'm just saying he does have a reputation for doing a lot of foolish things. He's relatively young. How old is he? Just to give a bit of context, I'll pull that up. But while I'm pulling that up, I'll also see if I can read. So, King Harris is starting to receive some criticism online after sharing a video of him offering an unhoused individual $50 to participate in the Key One Chip Challenge. The challenge recently went viral and was pulled off from shelves after the 14-year-old died shortly after doing chip. So this was after the event of the young brother passing. Obviously, just because they were pulling the events doesn't mean they got him all, so they were obviously in possession of one. Okay, so this brother's 19, and this happened like several months ago. So he might have even been 18, just to give you some context. So let's the comments kind of said exactly what he did, but let's play the video.
Different flavor, but it's still hot. So look, there you go, $50, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Oh,
you gotta eat the whole thing.
oh, get out here.
Eat the whole chip. The 5 minutes ain't gonna start until you swallow it now. You gotta swallow that.
Ain't nothing in there, huh? Ain't nothing in there. Let me see. Nah, ain't nothing in here.
Yeah,
all right, come on. Come on, OG.
Yep.
Ooh,
Open your mouth when you swallow it.
punchy. And that's the new kind.
Yeah, this I ain't never seen this mother.
Yeah, I got like 5
Ooh-wee.
like that. How you feeling?
It's alright.
Shit.
Ain't hot.
Nah, you can't drink no
You
more.
can't drink it yet though. You can't drink it yet though.
Keep going.
Wait 5
What
minutes.
actually?
If you need some milk, whatever you need after you lose, I'll buy it for you. But you know what I'm saying? Is it hot?
No.
It's hot.
No. On God.
Oh wait.
Oh my God. Man, that's probably a snap for man.
Ooh, it make it harder with that water in your hand.
Hot chip challenge.
Oh wee.
Oh my God.
Oh. Hey, you gonna lose if you drink it.
He cried. The
You
time
can't
on.
you can't drink it. You ain't gonna make your money.
Not yet.
The time on.
You ain't gonna make your money, man.
Drink the water. You need to
You
drink.
still-
You got 3 minutes left.
You got 4 minutes, cause I was already recording on the
Okay,
minute.
okay.
Yeah. You got 4 minutes left.
Oh, wait.
I just feel uncomfortable even watching that. To be honest, like I don't.
Damn. Is there any more? I mean, I know there's more, but are all those
a lot
like
more.
are all those slides the video or is there any like comments? Okay. Yeah, let's just finish it up. Actually, it's probably more of the list, more saying. So some people are saying, some of the backlash that they said, why do y'all like to harass people who already have nothing? Just give them the bare minimum. Like, be for real, though, bro. Oh, God, thing pieces. But this is how people really feel. So at Duff Juice 30 said, let's have a moment of honesty with Tip. That's T.I. Pardon me, Cliff, but your son has a problem. He needs discipline. He needs guidance. He needs to mature. And most of all, he needs his ass beat. Stop recording yourself saying and doing dumb-ish. See, you sound pretty educated when you speak, so I don't know how that level of education and maturity didn't trickle down to his son, to this kid. He's going to end up coming across a real N-word in the street who will do him dirty. Bring him in the house and put him on punishment. This is corny as hell. And his reflection of the household he was brought up in. He ain't tough at all. Teach him something before the streets do. Anything else? Hopefully no more think pieces. This is why I bring people, homeless people for likes and views. Comment little Reese pouring water. Okay, yeah, so more of the same. Did anyone give him any support, sympathy? Okay, so they're just reflecting back to the fact that the young brother passed. So I don't know if this is I know this is not another topic worth of conversation.
Did you say this was more lighthearted?
No.
Bro, what?
Or did I? Maybe I did.
I think you said something like that.
Oh, yeah, because it is. No one died.
Yeah, this is depressing to watch.
Amen. I want to say these are our peers, but obviously, no. Anyway, but it did happen. Oof. I mean, what do you even make of this? Do you think there's any level of grace that you can give to the young brother? Again, he's 18, 19 years old. He's with his crew. They're having a grand old time. We've all seen a homeless brother outside of a gas station or outside of the corner store, and he said he'll do something strange for a little change. And I would be stretching to reaching for the stars to see if I could like come up with any rationale, any hot chip devil's advocate for how this was anyway right, but I don't know. What do y'all think of this? What do you think causes behavior like this? And do you think he should be punished in any regard, or do you think he was really just trying to help the homeless and also maybe make content out of it? I guess it's kind of the most charitable interpretation of it. What do you think? What do you think it is?
The crazy part is, like, I don't even think it would have mattered if it was a hot chip or if it was just like anything. Like, making content out of homeless people, for any reason it feels wrong. Like,
Yeah, people don't like that.
yeah, it wouldn't matter what the challenge was. It's just you ask them to do 20 push-ups or something. It would still feel wrong. Like, that's just messed up. And I mean, maybe I should be able to vocalize like why more succinctly, but I don't know. It's that's hard to put into words. Like it feels indecent. It feels exploitative. Um, even
Uh,
if you're giving the guy money at the end, like doing something. I mean, I guess it comes down to very simply. Even if you're doing it, um, with the purpose of giving the person money at the end, like say it's a challenge and the person losing, you're still planning to give them the money. You filming it, it's it's very much goes back to being truly charitable or truly giving something out the bottom of your heart. You don't want anybody else to know, like, or that should be your mentality, like doing something out of an actual charitable mentality. It shouldn't be something where you're trying to profit off of it.
mhm.
So just in that basic way, I think it feels wrong. And then to go to the extent of um making content out of somebody that's struggling, like just struggling in the way that they're homeless, it just feels so disrespectful. It's just wrong, man. Lack of lack of empathy, lack of just I don't know. It just feels wrong, man.
So you think like even with the timing of everything, like with this chip with the product in question, it would still be a bad look, or do you think it was like just that video in general?
No, I think regardless of the chip thing happening, I think
Oh yeah,
it's
because like you
still
said, even when people make people do push-ups and things of that
yeah,
sort.
yeah,
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, yeah. Um, fair enough. What about? I mean, I already know where it's going. What about you, Ghost? Do you have any kind of saving grace for the brother's age? Whether it's this the thing of the generation to do stuff like that, or do you think it's all bad?
Oh, I think Ace pretty much generalized it. If I had to put a word or explain how why it's so fucked up, it's like you're treating someone like they're subhuman, like they're an
Yeah.
animal or
It's
a
definitely
pet
dehumanizing.
or an insect. Like when you're pissing on, not that I've done so, like when you're pissing on ants or something, like just doing shit for the fun of it when you literally don't see the other person as a human being. So it's extremely, extremely messed up, but I don't want to cut him bail necessarily, but I kind of have to. A good amount of blame has to be placed on the parenting because, well, for one, some people are just like screwed up, and there's no amount of parenting that can fix them. They're born a certain way with sadistic tendencies, and you're not gonna fix that. I'm not saying that this dude is like that, but just speaking in general. And young kids, he's 19, so he ain't that young, but they're they're bound to be crueler, I guess, than more mature people. And a lot of times people just egged on by their friends and not even stopping to consider that the person like you're what you're doing is fucked up. They're just thinking it's funny. But if you're doing this, no matter what excuses are out there, you like not only are you fucked up, but something went wrong in the teaching. Like your child, unless again they were just born extremely sadistic, like a sociopath with no feelings.
Y'all don't think it's on the level of that
No,
now?
I'm not
I
talking about
don't. I don't.
this
Yeah.
guy in particular, but this dude. But it's kind of close because again, I'm not trying to condemn him necessarily because what he did was fucked up. I'm not saying he's like irredeemable evil person, but do an action like that is on that path to being like just it's fucked like
It is on the spectrum of like
bro.
a person that has a you know an emotional or a stable mindset probably won't be doing these type of things. I can
Yeah,
understand that.
if you're like if you're doing something like this, you can't have been taught well again unless again I've said it a million times. If it's some things just no amount of parenting can fix, but a lot of the times it's how you were raised, what you were taught is right or what not to do to people, just basic human decency. And if you're doing this with your friends for a laugh, like Ti or whoever his parents are, is they did something wrong, bro. Like you gotta do something to fix that. Although at this point it might be too late because damn near grown ass man at this point. But yeah, I don't.
What I will say is I actually don't think it's too late for the dude.
Yeah, I don't
And
know that at all.
I actually think that the he- there's a high probability that he sees the backlash of this and he understands that he messed up and actually comes to the realization about how like you said dehumanizing the act that he did was. I do think there's a high probability of that because he's an adult, but he is still young. Um, but it is like it does feel shocking that somebody his age would do something like this. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's like there's no hope for the dude or anything like that. It's just it is crazy, and I didn't know this was Ti's son, but it is like wow, this is. It is kind of shocking that it would be Ti's son that would be doing something like this. Like you would, I mean, I don't know. I'm obviously not familiar with him, but
Yeah, obviously,
kind of expect it.
not that you should be or anything like that. I'm completely on your side about this. Is obviously not the end of the world. Like, I think for a guy, you have up until like we might disagree on like 24 to 23 before like you really like can't be making these type of dumb decisions. But at the same breath, just to give you some more context, this is not his first rodeo around getting backlash. This is a young brother that's been arrested before, and
Okay.
when people when we got backlash because why are you doing these things when you were raised in a household where you had every single opportunity ever? He was pretty what's the word, rebellious towards it, like y'all just don't know my life. Y'all can't really speak on me
Oh,
type of
okay,
attitude.
okay. That makes it
So
worse.
So he's
yeah,
basically just on his way to being the Joker. Then got it.
I'm not. That is kind of yeah. He's definitely not respected in this current climate, and there was never any. I googled it. There was never any follow up apology. Not that he has to apologize to the public, but there was no follow up like I'm remorseful. So again, I don't think he's out of redemption, but this incident's not going to change it around. It didn't change it around, and it's not going to change it around. What was he arrested for? What was he arrested? Pull it up. No, I don't know. I don't want to waste your time. It was for like some relatively minor charges. Yeah, it wasn't anything crazy. But yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, well, sometimes we can't have like very conclusive or satisfying like advice that comes out of any of this. For better or for worse, some of these things that we bring on here that we consume does kind of really wake your eyes up to like what this world is like, and like this gives you a glimpse into like what we need to do on our individual levels to make sure we steer clear of stuff like this and make sure us and people we surround ourselves are on a path that we would agree with or would like to be in. Not that I hope anybody comes to this podcast to find news or anything like I hope none of this stuff is ever surprising to people. But enough on this. I don't think there's any more to glean. We can move on to the next topic.